boys' mind.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat.
How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at natebargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Here, my name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from Rosemont, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Benny Doyle back in Memphis producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope if you're a Philadelphia sports fan, you've got a great support system, because last night was rough for you. The Phillies season ended with a walk-off era. The Eagles were upset by a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back. And yeah, the Philadelphia Flyers, they lost their season opener as well. Rough night for Philadelphia. We'll talk through it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. The next segment, about 20 minutes, Jessica Benson's going to join me. She, of course, is the host. Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, weekdays, 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She will pop in studio, and I'll talk to her through a computer. Jessica Benson will join me in about 20 minutes. Finish talking to Jess, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them former Memphis coach John Calipari. He rolled back through the city yesterday to further promote the Hoops for St. Jude tip-off that's scheduled for October 27th inside FedEx Forum. The headline, of course, Memphis men against Arkansas men. John Calipari and lots of former Tigers back inside FedEx Forum. We'll spend a little time on that. I'll tell you what John said. We'll do it in about 40 minutes. The King of America, LeBron James, is going to be sidelined for at least 3 to 4 weeks with sciatica on his right side. He's been ruled out of his team's season opener for the first time in his career. Rough getting old. We'll spend some time on that a little later on in the show. Congrats to the Memphis women's soccer team. Rallied to beat North Texas last night 4-1 after falling behind early. So the Tigers remain undefeated. They're ranked 8th in the country. We'll applaud their excellence. We'll do it in just a bit. Banana Ball, it's coming to AutoZone Park in March. That's a great event that could be a wonderful night for downtown Memphis. We'll spend a few minutes on that in the third segment. And rest in peace, Sister Jean, the most famous nun in America, has died at the age of 106. She's a college basketball Icon forever. We'll celebrate her during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carryout. We'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with what was obviously a crazy, miserable night for the city of Philadelphia, at least the sports fans in the city of Philadelphia. Not since Clubber Lang knocked out Rocky Balboa in August 1981, just before Mickey Goldmill died in the back of that arena. Not since then has the city of brotherly love been down this bad. First, the Philadelphia Phillies were eliminated from the NL playoffs by the Los Angeles Dodgers because of a walk-off error in the 11th. We're going to show you that in a second. Then the Philadelphia Eagles lost as a 7.5-point favorite to a New York Giants team that started the season 0-3 and is now starting a rookie quarterback who began this season really just 3 weeks ago, was backing up Russell Wilson, who, hasn't been good at playing football in years. And then just to top it off, the Philadelphia Flyers, they also lost their season opener 2-1 to the Florida Panthers. So rough night for Philly. Let's start with baseball. Then we'll get to what former Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart, the New York Giants, did to Philadelphia's football team. Final score on the baseball diamond, Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. It was in 11 innings after Los Angeles, after the Phillies failed to score in the top of the 11th. The Dodgers loaded the bases in the bottom half of that inning. So let's set the scene for you. The score's tied 1-1 at that point. The Dodgers, they've got the bases loaded. There's 2 outs. Andy Page is at the plate. Philadelphia has Orion Kirkering on the mound. So that should set it up for you. Kyra, let's watch this unbelievably miserable moment. Let's watch it together.
Right. Pajes breaks his bat. Kirkering got to find it. Throws to the plate. Oh, my goodness. He throws it away. And the Dodgers have won. The Dodgers win.
Big Bet Bennett, first things first. Big thanks to you and Lang Whitaker for hanging out yesterday and holding things down while I was here at Big Ten Media Day. Appreciate you guys always. Next question. Did you see it live last night? If so, what did you make of it?
I did see it live. Obviously, you're sick for the pitcher. But the one thing that I kept coming back, and I saw the replay when people were posting the video, the runner was not safe at first, right? He goes back after they have the error and throw the ball away. The runner actually goes back and steps on home plate, and that's when he's safe. Like, he was not safe in that moment. So if the catcher would have caught that, it's an out. Because even like in real time, I'm like, oh, he might have been safe anyways if the catcher would have caught, or he might have been out anyways if the catcher would have caught that. No, he was not safe when he crossed plate the first time, but he went back and got it. Yeah, that was gross, man. That I would feel sick if I was a Phillies fan for sure, but especially the pitcher, man. That sucks.
Regardless of who touched what and whether there was a play to be made at home, the play that needed to be made was at first.
That's right. And you see the catcher be like, throw it to first.
Yes. Yes. He just panicked. He lost his sense of time.
Shit, I'd panic
lost his
too.
sense of the moment and just absolutely panicked. I felt sick for him. It's a 24-year-old from California who by all accounts is just an awesome young man and an above average big league reliever as well. Like, don't ever forget that. This guy's not a bum. Most of us play baseball at some point, right? And then almost none of us make it to any sort of notable level. Even fewer make it to the big leagues. And even among the minuscule number of people who make it to Major League Baseball, this guy, Orion Kirkering, is like above average at what he does. So by any reasonable measuring stick, he is already an insanely successful professional athlete. But I know he didn't feel that way last night. He had to have felt sick last night, and I think it showed that pretty transparently in the clubhouse. First, he just bobbles what is mostly a routine grounder back to the mound. And once he bobbled it, then he just panicked and made a bad throw, but also a bad throw to the wrong place. And I really do think those two things are connected. I don't know if you know Bennett, but for much of my childhood, I was a very mediocre baseball player. And from that time spent being a very mediocre baseball player, one of the things you learn is that baseball is like a game of rhythm. There's a certain rhythm to everything that's happening. You feel the ball. You know how it came off the bat. You know if you have time to look at second or you need to go to first. There's a certain, if you just do it long enough, there's a certain rhythm where you're very comfortable. Is there a play at plate or not? Can we get this guy at second or not? Do I need to make this throw or not? As long as everything is going the way you're used to it going, that internal clock stays pretty consistent with you. And you don't even really have to see everything all the time just to be able to feel it because you have an internal baseball clock that is constantly moving. But anytime anything disrupts that, it gets disorienting. And that's where the bobble comes into play. When he kicked that ball, he's out of rhythm. And his internal clock is no longer working. Because if it was, you know what he would know? I've got plenty of time. That ball was hit hard back at me, and it's laying in front of me. I've got plenty of time. I've just got to pick this up and throw it to first. There is plenty of time. But the bobbling of that ball disoriented him and messed up his internal clock. And then you're just in panic mode, and you probably see out of the corner of your eye somebody coming home, and that's the first thing you see. And so in your panicked state, the play's at the plate, let me get the ball to the plate, and then, of course, you make a bad throw on top of a bad decision. And it's not quite Bill Buckner, but it could be the defining moment of his career. And even as a Mets fan who, has the greatest sports memory connected to the Bill Buckner era, and even as a Mets fan who, is an NL East rival with the Phillies, I don't like people carrying around stuff like that because I've heard enough of them talk about it to know they carry it around every day. You and I and most people, I guess, on some level will just move on with their lives, and this will just become a sports thing that we watched and talked about one time. But for Orion Kerkering, this could be his defining professional moment. And that's a tough thing, man. And I hated seeing him. I didn't really care who won the game, but I don't like watching people fail and blunder in such big situations because he's 24 years old. He's got a long life ahead of him, but there's a decent chance for the rest of his life, if people ever think about him or talk about him, it might be based on what happened last night.
Yeah, it was sad to see.
I thought Pedro Martinez was great after the game and post-game, literally talking into the camera to Orion Kerkering in a way that suggested he knows what that young man feels like right now and knows that he needs to be held up, not only by his teammates, but by baseball. He became the face of something not good last night. Orion Kerkering's name is being said on every radio station and sports podcast today in some form, probably, and might not have been said on any yesterday. Like this is not somebody we talk about. This is not Shohei Ohtani. This is not Juan Soto. This is not Aaron Judge. But now he's a well-known person for a not great thing. And you can tell, I think, that he must be a likable guy. By the way he handled himself in the clubhouse, he took it head on. He didn't try to hide from anything, said he messed up, said it was a mental break. He let it all come on top of him. And, even at one point joked, there's going to be a long off season of me throwing tennis balls off a brick wall. Throw it, catch it, throw it, catch it, throw it, catch it. But he was broken inside. And I thought you could tell by the way his teammates talked about him and rallied around them. It suggests that he's probably one of the more likable guys in that clubhouse. I thought the way he handled his postgame was impressive given the circumstances. And I thought the way Pedro Martinez, as like an icon of the sport, talking on television, just trying to lift the guy up, that was probably helpful as well. So I like the way everybody responded to what happened. But still, if you're a sports fan, unless your team was on the right side of it, that was probably a tough thing to watch. So, yeah, rough night for Philadelphia's baseball team. That season is now over. Also, rough night for Philadelphia's football team because Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo are apparently the hottest new duo in American professional sports. 2 rookies. Jackson Dart was second on the depth chart when the season began. Bo Scatterboo was third. Now they are QB1 and RB1 in the media capital of the world, and they just led a Giants team that started 0-3 to an upset of a Philadelphia team that is in the top 5 of most people's NFL power rankings. What did you make of what we saw last night?
Well, first, I'm extremely jealous just of that whole thing. Like, I want Cam Ward to have that. I want Cam Ward to be able to have those fun moments in his rookie year, and it's just not happening, unfortunately. So I'm extremely jealous of their situation. But no, it was crazy, dude. Like because Jackson Dart had the rushing touchdown to start the game. Cam Scatterboo had 3 touchdowns, and they're just obviously everything's highlighted when it's in New York, right?
Sure.
But then you beat the reigning Super Bowl champs like in New York. That's pretty good stuff, especially in primetime Thursday Night Football. Like that's good stuff.
So the Giants start 0-3, then they make the quarterback switch.
Yeah.
They've gone 2-1 since then with victories over the Eagles and the Chargers. I know the Chargers have been not as good lately, but that's a team that after week 1, people were talking about, is this a Super Bowl contender? And everybody knows the Eagles are a Super Bowl contender. So the Giants couldn't beat anybody with Russell Wilson. You make a quarterback change, you make a running back change, and now you've beaten 2 franchises that even right now are both ranked in the top 15 of the NFL power rankings at CBSSports.com. So you have now, in the past 3 weeks, gotten victories with a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back, largely, over teams that are ranked in the top half of the NFL. That's good. And it's also just like a fun story. Did you see them communicating like dogs?
I did see them communicating like dogs.
I think this is my favorite thing. Kyra, if we got it, let's show Jackson Dart and Bo Scatterboo communicating like dogs.
No, I was not.
I like them rub their head together. I like rubbing their heads together like dogs.
I like that too. That's pretty good.
Isn't that sweet? I
That's
do that
really
with
nice.
my dog.
Yeah.
I do that with my dog. My dog, Luke, he doesn't react when I walk into the house. If Kelly walks into the house, it's like Taylor Swift just walked into the house, right? Like, take a video of Taylor Swift walking out of a restaurant and how everybody reacts when they're standing outside the restaurant. And that's the way my dog acts when Kelly walks in the door. But when I walk in the door, like, he just will look up, and then he just put his head, he just go right back to whatever he was doing. Like, I move him in no way whatsoever. But I try to love him, and one way I try to love him is I walk over to him because he ain't coming to me. He doesn't care that I'm home, so I'll go to him. But then I'll put my head down on him, and I'll rub my head. I'll do exactly what Jackson and Cam were doing right there. I do that with my dog every single day. So I know how to communicate like a dog, communicate with a dog, and so I appreciated watching 2 professional athletes do it last night on national television.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I think my favorite moment of the game last night, honestly, was probably when Russell Wilson came into the game when Jackson Dart was in the dude, it was so. You got to feel bad for Russell Wilson a little bit. Like, he comes.
I would retire before I just kept subjecting myself to this. I would just be like, I got enough money. I've got a beautiful family. I'm gonna go play golf in private, but I'm not gonna keep walking out in front of 80,000 people and getting booed.
They put him in on 3rd down. He just throws the ball into the ground. Basically, the entire stadium boos him, and Brian Dable is running to the medical tent, yelling at the team doctor or whoever's in charge of checking concussions, and is like, "What the hell are you doing, man? Like, get him back out there!" It was so good, and then you even had Cam Scatterboo going in the tent, be like, "Is he okay?" Dude, it's so good.
Which, by the way, is wildly inappropriate.
I don't think that's allowed. He might get in trouble for that.
Well, they are. Jonathan Jones, CBS Sports, reported this morning they are investigating the concussion protocol because just the optics of it are bad. You don't want your head coach yelling at your team doctor. Right. You don't like, they're not even supposed to talk, right?
No.
And so, but you also got a head coach fighting for his life, and his option is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to get Russell Wilson and Orion Kirkering into like a group text.
I think so, yeah.
Who had the worst throw last night?
Man, I'll go Wilson. I think I'll go Russell.
They both
Wilson.
threw it poorly to the wrong place.
Yeah.
They both threw it poorly to the wrong place.
I mean, that Russell Wilson one, though, just looked like someone who can't play football anymore. I think I'll go with him. Yeah.
I mean, first off, you lose after struggling basically everywhere you've been since you left Seattle. You get benched in New York after being terrible for 3 straight weeks. That's humiliating on some level. Then it's like, all right, well, they think I can't do it. This is probably what you think. I've never been a starting quarterback who got benched. I bet you this is what most of them think. Oh, you think I'm the problem? Yo, you think I'm the problem? You're going to switch me out. Well, until you switch out the offensive line and the top 2 receivers and the running back, like, I'm not the problem, all right? But sure, sacrifice me. Go ahead. I'll stand over here and watch the other guy struggle the same way I did. Nobody can play quarterback with these bums. I bet you most of them think something like that when they get benched. They don't entirely think it's their fault, right?
Yeah.
And then the new guy comes in and suddenly they're winning. And the city is electric and suddenly the Giants have gone from a laughingstock to like the best story in the NFL. That's humiliating, all right? But still, you just stand over there mostly in the dark and take it.
Right.
But then the rookie quarterback gets popped. He's got to come off the field. Hey, Russ, we need you all of a sudden. Get out there for one play and just throw it like you're Orion Kirkering.
It's tough.
And then you get booed. You get booed at the stadium, and then the rookie comes back next series, and he's like, closes out the game.
Okay, so this
I would retire. I swear.
I might retire. I might retire too. Now, this one, I don't want to hear from any Philly fans. Like, you won the freaking Super Bowl last year. Like, I do not understand why A.J. Brown is crashing out so hard. Bro, you literally won the Super Bowl last year. Why are you doing this? He's so mad. He hates his quarterback. And Jalen Hurts was bad last night. I'll admit, like, he was bad. But it's like, bro, they're still 4-2. Like, why are you so mad?
Well, the greats are never satisfied with just one Super Bowl.
I guess the greats are never satisfied. I guess that's true.
Once you taste Super Bowl success, you want to taste it again. You don't sit around being all happy talking about what you tasted last season. You're trying to taste it again this season.
Fair enough. The craziness surrounding that team right now, I don't understand why it is so elevated. I'm just like, y'all are the reigning champs. Like, it's okay. And it's all still like out in front of you. Like, it's not like you're 1-5. Like, it's going to be all right, I think.
Well, hey,
you got time to figure it out.
Hey, you got time to figure it out. Either way, this is exactly what we were talking about in New York, why they had to switch from Russell Wilson. Regardless of whether Jackson Dart was ready or not, quote, ready or not, you had to find out, because there is always a chance you are waiting on something that is already ready to go. You can't see it, you don't know it, but it's ready to go. You just put it out there, you'd see. But you're hesitant to put it out there because you don't know. There's always a chance. Once you put it out there, it can flip your whole franchise. Your whole franchise. And that's what has happened. The Giants have gone from, really, Russell Wilson's our starting quarterback? What are we doing? To, we might have the best rookie quarterback in the NFL and our franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years.
We'll see about that.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you any of that's true. I'm telling you that is what people are thinking right now.
I got you.
I'm telling you there are people sitting around in Lawrence Taylor jerseys right now thinking we might actually got the best rookie quarterback in the NFL and a franchise quarterback for the next decade. We might have found them. Now, you're out of your skis a little bit if you're talking about that stuff after 3 starts, right? But I promise you people are talking about that and thinking like that. Some aspects of being a sports fan, it's just feelings. How does it make you feel? Does it give you something to get excited about? Giants fans had nothing or very little to be excited about for in years. Right now they have maybe the most exciting young thing that exists in the NFL. Like this whole Jackson Dart Camp Scatterboo thing is going to that could pop up in commercials by the end of next week. Like this is a real thing that is happening right now. And it's allowed the Giants to go from one of the goofiest stories in the NFL to maybe one of the more enjoyable. I'll ask Jessica Benson about it next.
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do." I do every day. I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Show presented by Ortho South. I'm in Rosemont, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Was here for Big Ten Media Day yesterday. I'll be coming home in a bit. Jessica Benson's back in Memphis inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and she joins me now. Jessica Benson, it's GP. How you doing?
Hi, Gary.
Hey, do you have a mic stand that works? Because I don't. I'm having to hold this like an idiot for 2 hours.
I figured that's what your situation was. My travel mic is so complicated to figure out how to attach it to something that I have started just holding it below the screen, and I just never show anybody. But that's how I do it every time.
My arm's so tired.
Just prop it up.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just propping it up.
Prop it up.
I guess I can't blame TSA exactly, right? I guess I can't blame TSA exactly.
They're working for no pay right now. Let's not blame TSA.
Well, it's possible then they are understandably frustrated.
Yes.
And took that frustration out on me. But I'm not your problem, TSA, all right? I didn't vote for this. I didn't ask for this. I tried to tell you guys, all right?
Support the TSA?
Yeah, I didn't do this, all right?
Right.
Your anger should be directed at somewhere else, not me. I can't blame anybody, but here's what I can tell you. These are facts. I'm going to tell you 2 facts, okay?
I love facts.
One fact is that when I packed this microphone in my luggage and checked my bag in Memphis, it was not broken. That's fact number 1.
Okay.
Fact number 2, when I picked up my bag at O'Hare Airport in Chicago, then brought it to my hotel and unpacked it, it was broken.
It was broken.
Those are 2 facts. Now, what happened in between, I don't know. But
did you pack it cautiously? Did you wrap it in some sweatshirts?
How about that? I did exactly what I've done every other time that I've traveled with this microphone. It's in a bag separate from the rest of the bag, properly cushioned. No, here's I don't know why they do this. First off, I'm assuming most people who work at TSA are awesome, all right? That's my way of setting this up. I'm assuming most people who work at TSA are awesome.
Okay.
But just like any place of business, like you're not going to be 100 out of 100, right? No,
right. Mistakes are made.
Mistakes are made. No business has awesome employees across the board, no exceptions. So TSA probably no different than any other situation. But they mess with my stuff so much. So much. And it's like, sometimes I don't know if I'm being paranoid or if I'm being sensible in saying, are they just messing with me? I never want to be this type of person who just thinks everybody's messing with them. Do you know people?
Yes, I do know people like that. Like it's always they're always after me. Like, why does this always happen to me?
And it's like nobody's thinking about you. Like everybody's out to get you or everybody's talking about you. It's like nobody's talking about you. Nobody's out to get you. Relax.
I had random searches on both my last trips, which sometimes I think if you have it on one way, it's in the system to do it for you on the other. I had a full pat down. I was like, what? Me? Why me? But have you ever thought that your microphone, like they don't know what it is?
It's a goddamn microphone. It looks exactly like a microphone. What are you talking about? They don't know what it is.
No, but like the stand.
What is this?
It's a contraption. What if they think you're trying to bring a weapon into Chicago? They're trying to save the city right now, Gary. Come on. Be part of the solution.
Here's what I mean. I have noticed, like if I travel with a bottle of Advil, about 1 out of every 3 times when I get my bag back and open it up in my hotel, I have 80 Advil pills in the bottom of my bag. They open the Advil bottle and they leave it open.
Okay,
and
I'm beginning to think you're on a list. I have never had that experience.
It happens to me. I don't want to exaggerate, but 1 out of every 5, 6, 7 times.
Why are you traveling with a giant bottle of Advil? Just put it in a Ziploc bag.
That's too. I don't got time for all that.
Oh my God! You don't have to bring the whole bottle. The whole bottle's heavy.
But what would be the point? They would open up my bag if they want to. I understand why they might be opening my Advil bottle to make sure I'm not smuggling fentanyl or whatever, right? But why can't you put the cap back on it when you're done? Like it is the equivalent of the kids getting the milk out and opening the milk and then just leaving the top off of the milk for the rest of the day. Like put the cap back on the milk. Put my Advil cap back on. Stop making me pick up pills when I get to my hotel room. When I get to my hotel room, I want to take a shower and lay down. I don't want to have to pick up pills.
You want to take a shower.
Yes, I just want to be clean. Stop making me pick up pills. And so now look at this.
Well, on the bright side, I hope when you go to Tokyo, Japan, that you won't have to take a microphone and they won't ruin all your pills.
You talked me out of that. I was thinking about going one time.
I have been waiting all week to confront you on your own show because I was misquoted and mischaracterized earlier this week when you told me that I dissuaded you from going to Japan simply because I said everybody's going to Japan. And I think I actually said all the white men want to go to Japan right now. And you felt attacked by that, but it was just a fact of the matter. My husband's obsessed with Japan. My friends' husbands and men who are friends are obsessed with Japan. Bennett's obsessed with Japan.
I'd love to go to Japan.
My other friend just broke up with his girlfriend, and what's the first thing he did? Went to Japan. So I was just speaking factually. I love Japan. I dream of going to Japan. It's also supposedly the coolest place or one of the coolest places that you can travel. And then Bennett over here says, well, Jess has gotten a little snobby with her travel. Do you know how expensive it is to get to Japan? I'm upset. I want to go to Japan. My mom taught English as a second language in Japan coming out of college. She lived in Japan for 2 years. I've been dreaming of going there my whole life.
Jess, I can't tell you what you meant. I can only tell you how you made me feel.
Well, I'm here to clear the air, and I want you to feel like you can go to Japan, and I will support you and be so jealous of you in that experience.
The only reason I would go to Japan is so that I could come back and people would say, so have you done anything? What you been up to lately? And I could say, I just got back from Japan. And they would go, oh my God, that's amazing. That's the only reason I would go, so that people would be amazed by my ability to travel to a different continent.
Well, these days, you can go to Japan for the same price that it would cost you to go to Memphis to San Francisco for Thanksgiving to visit your in-laws. And I would love for my in-laws to know that out of the kindness of our heart, we're taking the Memphis to San Francisco route. But for the same price, we could go all the way to Tokyo.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you had in-laws and relatives in Tokyo?
Yes.
Then it would it'd be perfect.
What's the thing about Japan that you most want to do? Like, what intrigues you the most outside of bragging about it?
I just want to brag about it. That's all. I just want people to be impressed about
Okay, Bennett,
me
what
going
do
to
you
Japan.
want to do in Japan?
Eat some great food.
Yeah, I'm a big
obviously.
sushi fan.
Eat some great food. I want to ride the bullet train.
That's all I want to do.
I want to ride the bullet
I just
train.
wanna
Yeah,
ride the
that looks like a
train.
lot of fun. Yeah.
Gary just wants to brag. Gary doesn't even
Yeah,
want
I
to go to
just
Japan for the right reasons. That's travel appropriation.
Yeah, I don't
you
want
don't
to
even
go for the
respect
right
the culture.
reasons. I don't want to go for the right reasons. I just want people to be impressed by things that I do. And so I was brainstorming about it. And in my head, it was like, I'll come back from Japan. People would be like, hey, GP, I saw you weren't on the show. Well, where you been? I'd be like, oh, man, I just popped over to Japan for a little while. And they'd be like, that's amazing. And then they would go off into their little worlds. And they'd be like, so what'd you do today? And they'd be like, man, I bumped into GP. And he just got back from Japan. Isn't that amazing? And so then everybody just be out there talking about how amazing my vacation was. That's what I wanted. Then I brought it to you. And you were like, yeah, all white men just want to go to Japan now. And I was like, well, people aren't going to be amazed. They're going to be like, there goes old white man Gary off to Japan. And you just flipped the whole narrative. And I was like, all right, never mind then. I'll just go to Atlantis or something. I don't know. I'll do something else.
Just go back to Atlantis. I want you to know I support your future travels to Japan.
I
will be
you've ruined
so
it.
jealous
It's over.
of your travels to Japan. No.
You can't unsay what you said, okay? You can't unsay what you said.
You know, this is a really good lesson in remembering that your words hold weight. And
hey, words
I needed
matter.
to be words matter. I apologize for making you feel like you would not be celebrated for going. I would celebrate you going to Japan. And I would go home that night and I'd say, Chris, you're going to hate this. Gary went to Japan. And then Chris would go on, well, why haven't we gone to Japan yet?
That's what I wanted, but you made me feel like a basic-ass white man.
Well.
The shoe fits.
Hey, Bennett, you stay out of this.
Oh, amazing.
Man, oh, man. Hey, what's going on in New York with this Jackson Dart Cam Scatterbo thing? Is this the best story in the NFL?
It's one of the most fun. I think the story of the NFL coming out of it, like what I was situated on last night is the parity in the NFL, which is quite a fun thing.
Yeah.
Unless you're a fan of one of the really, really bad teams, you can at least convince yourself that your team has a chance. Sorry, Bennett. That was a slight side swipe of the Tennessee Titans. But don't worry, they play another bad team in the Las Vegas Raiders. No, I think it's a good time, and it's good for the sport. It's healthy for the sport when a team like the Giants can have two rookies lead the way in a primetime win over the defending champions. And for those of us who were big Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo fans in the college football space, like nothing was more fun last night than watching everybody jump on for the ride and understanding how truly unique both of them are personality-wise. Cam especially so. We use the phrase, he's built different far too often, but he is truly built different. Like when you listen to his mom talk, she was on College Game Day years ago, and there was a quote that was recirculating from that appearance where she said he used to put on his brother's pads and just run into telephone poles. Like that's when you know, right? Like that's when you know your son might be a little different, and that difference comes out in a game like last night. And it's just fun to have rookies that you can believe in, even if it's just for one game. I don't know what the rest of the season holds. I will say the Giants defense is pretty good and has the potential to be pretty great in the next few years or so. And I'm a believer of Jackson Dart. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm jumping on the Jackson Dart bandwagon this morning. No, I jumped on it in every single one of my fantasy football drafts when I drafted Jackson Dart with a flyer in the last round and held on to him because I was so confident that he would overtake the job from Russell Wilson early and believed in his ability to be an effective NFL quarterback. So Giants fans this morning get to be happy. That's not something that they have been particularly accustomed to over the last few years, and I love it for them.
Like this is the type of thing, if you could put cameras with them starting today and turn into a reality show, just Jackson and Cam, or what am I? Just put these two together. What did I say?
Bo, it's okay.
Yeah, just put these two together, get the cameras rolling, because they look like they're having a blast. Like they're
Yes.
performing on the football field, and they look like they're having a time off the football field as well.
This is where I get in trouble as a sports fan and as a sports media professional. I get totally enamored by the fun. Like, I love the fun. And then there'll be someone who shakes their fist and says, well, fun doesn't win you a championship. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I had no intention of watching the full Thursday night football game last night. In fact, I thought I would be able to tap out at halftime and maybe watch one of the shows that I'm behind on. And instead, I didn't want to miss a minute of whatever Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbill were doing. And then I wanted to watch the post game because I figured they would be entertaining in that. And I was not disappointed because next thing you know, Cam is ripping his shirt off with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jackson Dart is holding court at the little post game table with everybody. And they're just wildly fun personalities. And for one night, they were the biggest story in the NFL. And now we'll see if they can continue onward, because a flash of fun gets you attention, but they'll have to do it consistently for us to really change a narrative and a perspective on the Giants. And for Brian Dable to save his job. Like, I saw many people make the joke last night that he's in that blue tent because it means as much to him as it does to anyone that Jackson Dart can come out of it, and he doesn't have to listen to the fans keep booing Russell Wilson for being in for one play.
He's going to get fined for that, though.
Probably.
Yeah. You can't just the optics of a head coach yelling at a medical professional as the starting quarterback is in a tent that's not great. Like, that's not right. So yeah, he'll be fine for that. But he got his quarterback back as quickly as he could. So perhaps it's a net positive. Let's switch gears to Grizzlies preseason. Another game tomorrow night inside FedEx Forum. What have we learned so far from what we've seen?
Bennett and I will be there. We've learned Bennett and I are real ones. We're in the FedEx Forum. Are we paid to be there? Absolutely. But we'll be there for a third Grizzlies preseason
damn right we will.
game. I have learned the reminder of patience. And that the preseason for the Grizzlies is a time of patience. Because frankly, we're not seeing what this team is actually going to look like. And I have found myself a little jealous of other preseason NBA teams, which is stupid. It's the preseason. But I'm watching the Thunder roll out their starting lineup. I'm watching the KD walk-off interview after his debut with the Rockets. Everyone's talking about how fun Ace Bailey is and maybe perhaps what a steal the Jazz got with taking him so late. And I want something fun to come out of a Grizzlies preseason game. But instead, I do think there have been positive developments that we can legitimately grasp onto, and one of those being Ty Jerome from game one looking incredibly confident on the ball and giving the Grizzlies a true backup point guard and someone who can play on the ball, off the ball, gives the veteranship that this team is looking for as well. And then from game two, Jalen Wells, who very much has a road towards being in the mix of third most important, third best players for the Grizzlies this season, and seeing how he has taken the responsibility of expanding his offensive game and also leveling up on defense too, embracing physicality, fighting through screens better, being a good on-ball defender, off-ball defender. But again, he's a second-year player. So if your third best player is going to be a second-year player, what does that do for the ceiling of the team? I don't know at this point. But I think between those two, Kenny Caldwell-Pope, Santi Aldama, you're seeing four players who will very much be a part of this Grizzlies rotation. And perhaps the most important thing that we've learned through the other guys is they're not yet ready to step in and grab minutes. This is an opportunity in a preseason, marred by injuries, for someone like a Gigi or someone like a Vince to put on a show. And thus far, we haven't seen that. So I guess by not doing something, we are able to draw conclusions on that side.
Last thing before I let you go walk dogs.
You don't even know my dog day. You don't even want to know my dog day.
I do want to know your dog day. What's going on with your dog day?
Okay, fine. I'll tell you my dog day. Chris and I are double booked this weekend. We don't do this often because we're busy people, but we've had a busy traveling summer and we decided.
Does this mean you have to watch dogs separately?
Yes. We are staying at two different houses.
Well, that's weird, isn't it?
It sure is. But during the day...
Do you secretly enjoy it?
No, I hate it. We can't watch our shows.
Yeah, I don't think I would like it either.
I hate it. I really enjoy my time with my husband.
I know, but I bet you somebody else might say, yeah, of course you enjoy your time with your husband, but sometimes it's nice to have a break. It's nice to have a break.
I don't want this break. And it's also like a work break.
Right.
I mean, I love the dogs, and they're both dog families that we love. Anyway, okay, so I wake up in a household different than my husband wakes up in this morning, right? I take care of those dogs this morning. When I get off this show, I have to go feed some cats at a different household.
Jeez.
I have to go walk dogs at a different household. That's my weekly dog walking that I'm always doing. Then I have to go to the house where Chris is watching the dogs, let them out for an afternoon bathroom break, go back to the house where I'm staying, stay there, feed them. Chris will leave work, go feed the other dogs. We'll meet at home for 2 hours where we work out and eat dinner, and then we'll both go back to our respective households. It's a crazy day.
What a day. What a day.
They put the hustle inside hustle.
I appreciate the hustle. I don't know if it makes sense to me, but I appreciate the hustle.
In this economy, every dollar counts.
Every dollar counts. That's important. That's important to remember. Hey, let me ask you this.
Yes.
So I was here at Big Ten Media Day yesterday. I was with Matt Painter. I was with Braden Smith. I was with Trey Kaufman-Wren. These are all people who are friends with Zach Edey, and they all asked me a similar question. Hey, so when's Zach coming back? If they were to ask you that question yesterday, what would you have told the Purdue Boilermaker family?
I would say the Grizzlies hope as soon as humanly possible so somebody can catch a rebound on this team.
Yes.
But I'm leaning more towards, originally, I would have told you December because I'm going to assume the worst. And then I shifted that to late November. So I've been situated on the late November track when people ask me. I'd like to imagine late November. But then someone somewhere this week said mid-November, and then that got me excited about perhaps an earlier return. But I think as long as it's late November, very early December, we're in a positive place with Zach Edey.
That's what I said. I said hopefully mid-November to early December, somewhere in that range. Anything earlier than that would be surprising. Anything later than that would be
disappointing.
Mm-hmm. But that's the window. And so that, I tell you, they still talk incredibly high about him on the court, off the court. Like he's not just somebody who won a lot of basketball games there. Like they genuinely like that guy and care about that guy and are invested in his success in Memphis. Like you've got a lot of Purdue people who follow the Grizzlies, obviously more closely than they otherwise would because they're invested. Like when I was growing up, a lot of people here cared about the Orlando Magic because of Penny Hardaway. There's a lot of Purdue fans who care about the Grizzlies now because of Zach Edey.
And I love that, and I will miss that as a part of. That's obviously the rarity now in the NIL era is having someone like Edey who develops a true 4-year appreciation from a fan base that then follows them onward. I've been joking all week that true WSU fans should go to the WSU Ole Miss game in Oxford Saturday morning and then come over to FedEx Forum to watch Cedric Coward and Jalen Wells play. And I'm obviously being facetious, but in a different universe, if they were longtime players at WSU, those fans would exist. Trips would have been formed because they would have a chance to watch their football team and then watch two players. And there's definitely connectivity, more so for Jalen Wells because he played a full season and they went to the tournament, than Cedric Coward who plays 6 games. But I miss the idea where when you knew where a player played their college career, it was guaranteed that fan base, not guaranteed, but as long as they played well and grew into some role there, that fan base rooted for them. And we're getting that less and less.
I am for player movement.
Yes,
I
me
am
too.
for NIL. I am against anything that restricts players in any way that is illegal and in what I would describe as unfair. Period, new paragraph. That doesn't mean it's a perfect system. And this is one of the things I don't like about it. I don't want to stop it because I think it would be unfair to stop it. But this is an unintended consequence that I don't think is great. I talked to Tom Izzo about this yesterday, and this is something he cares about because, at Michigan State, and I don't. This is just. I told Tom this is not normal that you make these connections with these people. But every offseason they have what they call a grind week. Hey, I thought we copyrighted that. They have something called a grind week, and they just invite back Michigan State alums to spend a week in East Lansing in the gym with their team, everybody scrimmaging each other, everybody getting in workouts with each other. And so you have your Jaren Jackson Jr. back there, even though he only spent 1 year at Michigan State. You've got your 4-year Michigan State players who are back there. And then you've even got some guys who came to Michigan State and then transferred out of Michigan State, but they still on some level feel like that's part of their home. So they come back there, and they had like 70 former players back in East Lansing just for an entire week. And one of the things that all the bouncing around will do is start to eliminate that a little bit, because, in theory, you pick a school, you go there for 4 years, you make an impact in whatever program you played in, and then it's a football weekend 10 years later, and you bring your wife and kids, and you take all the selfies, and just that's not going to exist in the ways that it always has, because I don't want to say players are mercenaries. They're doing what they believe is best for them.
Yeah.
But what they believe is best for them often is to play 1 year here, 1 year here, 1 year here, 1 year here, and you make a connection nowhere. Like PJ Haggerty is going to leave college basketball as perhaps a multi-year All-American, but have no connection to anything or anywhere. And I don't think that's great. And I was talking to Braden Smith yesterday. He's the Purdue point guard who's the preseason National Player of the Year favorite. And he said, after last season, absolutely, I was approached by different programs and offered lots of money in NIL. And I just said, I don't even want to hear it. I don't care. I'm a Purdue Boilermaker. This is where I'm going to finish my career. This is whatever I do is going to be done here. And I'm not saying everybody has to have that mindset, because I'm not sure everybody should have that mindset.
No.
But
take the best financial mindset for you.
Yeah,
Strike while you can.
But he seemed to suggest I probably left a lot of money on the table, but I would not have been fulfilled. You could have given me $5 million to go play college basketball one more season somewhere else, and I would have looked back on it with regret. I would have looked back on it with regret, because this is where I want to be.
And those fans will follow it forever. I mean, for God's sake, look at Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
I mean, the Iowa contingency that became WNBA fans, Indiana Fever fans, is insane. And that carried over to Kate Martin. There's a lot of Iowa fans who are Golden State Valkyries fans now, or were Aces fans for a year. Like, it's even to carry it over back to football. Like, I know a lot of people, I had a lot of family members who were at the Boise State Notre Dame game last weekend for Boise State, and they bopped over to Indianapolis from South Bend to watch Ashton Genty play against the Colts. And Ashton Genty was at Boise State for 3 years. And I don't know, that's a part of sports fandom that I really appreciate. And I know that we'll phase it out more and more and more for all the reasons that you just laid out. And I will miss that. That will be one of my like old head takes of God. One, again, new paragraph. Yeah. I support players doing whatever is best for them, period. Right. But boy, do I miss when you were just unabashedly a fan of random player X because they played at your school for 4 years.
Just to bring this back home and put a face on it, we have D'Angelo Williams.
Yes.
And it's going to be much harder to have D'Angelo Williams going forward. The next D'Angelo Williams. Like D'Angelo, like by definition, like quite literally has a job of some sort, because he's D'Angelo Williams, Memphis football legend, who spent all those years here creating memories for fans. And because he's been an incredible alum who's stayed visible and stayed in the community and is just, it has been, you don't have to go more than a week or two without seeing D'Angelo Williams somewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously on the Jessica Benson show with CJ Hurt. Right. So, like, how do we get a next generation of D'Angelo Williams?
Yeah.
We'll have them. They'll exist, but they'll be more rare than they used to be for all of the reasons we've already stated for probably too many minutes. Hey, go take care of your cats and your dogs, and make sure to FaceTime with your husband tonight.
Oh, I will. I'm hoping we can watch Task from afar.
Hey, are you you're not caught up?
No, we're one behind.
Oh, I thought this most recent episode was the best.
Amazing. I can't. I
don't want to. I
love the show. I know Bennett's a hater over here, but I've loved Task, so I'm looking forward to watching it.
There's a few plot things that I was like, I don't like that. I don't like. There's a few little things that I'm like, that's too far fetched. But just, I don't know. I'm not bored watching it. Okay. I enjoy the characters, and I thought this most recent episode was probably the best one they've had yet.
Can't wait.
All right, enjoy it. I'll see you later. That's Jessica Benson from The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. She'll be back in studio Monday morning, 8 a.m. When we come back, John Calipari, former Memphis coach, now the Leader of the Arkansas Razorbacks was back in Memphis yesterday, further promoting the Hoops for St. Jude tip-off. It's going to feature his Razorbacks against Penny Hardaway's Tigers. I'll tell you what John said. We'll do that next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
Did you see the end of Ace's Storm? Let me play it out for you. Storm get the ball back, and it's Gabby Williams, and oh, God. You'll never know. We'll never know. A hell of a way to say, you lost. Lights are out, take the ball, go home, or don't take the ball because your season is over.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The boys' mine.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat.
How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either, and that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Former Memphis coach John Calipari was back in the city yesterday, further promoting the Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic scheduled for October 27th inside FedEx Forum. It'll be a doubleheader. Vanderbilt women against the Memphis women, followed by the Memphis men against the Arkansas men. John Calipari back in FedEx Forum alongside dozens of former Calipari coach players at the U of M. Did you see any of John's comments, Bennett? If so, what'd you make of them?
I think that he is doing what he is great at doing, which is promoting, and he's trying his best to get this thing packed out for October 27th. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's become increasingly clear that it matters to him deeply that this night is a positive memory. And the first step in making it that is it having a nice crowd. It would feel a little silly if you build this big night up as a celebration of Tiger basketball and it doesn't even look like what a decent Memphis UAB basketball game used to look like when John Calipari was actually the coach. It would be a reminder of how far things have fallen, as opposed to perhaps a reminder of what this thing can be. And so he's working hard. Like, John and I have known each other for a long time. We have, for the most part, forever stayed friendly, but we're not best friends. He wasn't just like begging to come in studio and chop it up with me for 40 minutes a few weeks ago. But he wants this to go well. And so he was willing to do it. And honestly, you know, I was told he'd been willing to do it again yesterday, except I knew I wasn't going to be in town. He wants this to be everything that it can be. And again, the first step in that is moving the tickets. And according to Jeff Calkins earlier in the week, they had only sold about 6,000 in an arena that holds 18. And 6,000 people in an 18,000 seat arena does not look good. It does not create the visual that you want to create for this night. I've talked to coaches about this, whether it's football, basketball. You know, when they run out of a tunnel and they see nobody in the stands, it can be deflating, particularly when they've experienced other things in other places. So all of this matters, and I know that times are tough for people, and quite literally not everybody can afford to go to a basketball game on a Monday night. But if you can, it is a worthy cause, because it is raising money for sick children who come to this city from all over the world to get help and to get better. And we all love to say how much we love St. Jude. We all will tweet it and retweet it and like it on Instagram. But at some point, you do have to show up. And this is a big opportunity to show up. Not just to show up for St. Jude, but to show up for Tiger basketball. Because these are two things that should be celebrated on that Monday night. And if we can't do better than what it is John and Penny and St. Jude are asking us to do, and then you combine that with we haven't been, as a community, supporting the Grizzlies the way that we need to. As a community, you know, Tiger football is ranked in the top 25, longest winning streak in the country, perhaps on the way to the college football playoff. They struggle to even get 30,000 people to a football game. Like, at some point, we have to look in the mirror as a community, myself included, and be like, what are we? Because we all say we care about these things. We say we love St. Jude and care about it. We say we love Tiger basketball and care about it. We say we love the Grizzlies and we care about it. We say we love Tiger football and the success and the competence that's been brought to that program, and we care about it. But then we just don't show up, ever. Not in the numbers that we need to. I mean, at some point, you are what you are. And I would hate to have to reach a point where I have to acknowledge, like, maybe we're a city that just can't support these things the way they need to be supported and the way we like to think we actually support them. I don't believe that's true, by the way. Let me be clear. But when you've got the Grizzlies, the Tiger football program, the Tiger basketball program, and now even the former Tiger basketball coach all begging everybody to please just show up, well, then maybe it's an indication that we need to listen to their advice and do whatever it is we can do in whatever ways we can do. As for the other comments, you know, John was asked specifically about, you know, the city, and he wants everybody to come together for this cause, for this night, but just broadly speaking, people to come together for this city of Memphis, because he's not here, obviously, as often as he used to be, but his kids were raised here. He spent 9 years here, and he does still care about this place. I believe that sincerely. And here's a quote from the dailymemphian.com. There are things that are happening around the city to try to solve some of these problems, but there's got to be more. Whatever the issue is, and I'm not here to tell you the issues, but whatever they are, solve them. Come together. Come together with the government. How about this? Demand we fix this, and then fix it. Whether it's the crime, whether it's the education, whether it's job preparation, there's no reason when you have the base that you have here that you can't solve the issues. It's always been solved here. So there's a old familiar pep talk from John Calipari. He was the best at this when he lived here. I know he was never the mayor or any sort of government official, but he was the unofficial spokesperson for not just Memphis basketball, but the city of Memphis. And frankly, he talks about Memphis even at this age, even after not living here for many years, he can still talk about Memphis in a more compelling way than some of our city leaders can. So I just, again, hope that Monday night is going to be everything it can be, and that it's a sweet scene. That is a reminder that Tiger basketball matters here. And even if it's slipped some since John's departure, it's still part of the DNA. And it would be disappointing if it doesn't look and feel that way when we get downtown on October 27th. So, again, reminder, if you can, tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. And whether you want to honor John Calipari or not, watch a basketball doubleheader or not, at the very least, it can just be a donation to an amazing hospital in downtown Memphis. And, again, the date, it's October 27th.
Number 2.
The King of America, LeBron James, is going to be sidelined for 3 to 4 weeks. He's got a sciatica problem on his right side. And for the first time in his long career, LeBron James has already been ruled out for his team's season opener. He will not take the court when the Lakers open against the Golden State Warriors. It's tough getting old, isn't it, Bennett?
I didn't know if we would ever have like anything that we could relate to each other on, just because, like you said, he's the King of America. He's our king, and like I'm just me. But I have the same issue. I deal with it. I have I think you were sugarcoating it. He's got the pain in his butt. It hurts in his glute in his butt because of that nerve. I deal with that as well, GP.
Your butt hurts.
Yeah, it's from because I have like a bulging disc in my back, and it rubs against that nerve, and I get like the little pain. Now I'm okay right now, but like in all seriousness, this is not something that just, at least for me and for a lot of other people I've talked to, that or at least the doctors that I've talked to when dealing with it, it's not necessarily something that you can just make go away forever. Like, it is something that could flare up forever for him, honestly. So I would say it's probably like concerning just long term for him. But I think even more concerning, like for us, is there's a chance like we don't get to see LeBron here this season.
You get into your 40s, Bennett, man, things just start popping up.
Yeah.
You start traveling with pills that the TSA is going to empty out in your luggage. You just start feeling things in your body you never felt before.
Yeah, he's got a little pain in his butt.
I had a get old moment a few weeks ago. So we had the home run derby at Wiffle Stock, right? Mm-hmm. At Memphis Made. And we went out there on a Friday night. Families out there. Sweet night. And my wife said, "You're going to get hurt." I said, "What do you mean I'm going to get hurt?" She said, "You're going to get hurt trying to do this." I said, "Well, what do you think I'm trying to do?" She said, "You're trying to play wiffle ball and you're going to get hurt." And I said, "I don't even know what you're talking about." She's like, "Well, the last time you tried to play baseball, you ended up slipping a disc in your back." And I was like, "Yeah, but that was going in the holes and trying to turn double plays and stuff. I ain't doing that tonight. Not playing any defense. I'm not running. I'm literally just standing in a box, swinging a wiffle ball bat 10 times to see how many home runs I can hit in 10 swings." You want to take a guess how many I got? First time hitting wiffle balls in maybe 5-6 years. 10 swings. You want to take a guess how many I knocked out of the park?
How many?
5. What, 5 for 10?
That?
Yeah, but some people went 10 for 10. They were really good, and my 8-year-old went 6 for 10. Either way, my wife was warning me. She said, "You're going to get hurt." I said, "I don't know how I could possibly get hurt swinging a wiffle ball bat." I used to go out on a Saturday night, stay out till 6 a.m., go get Waffle House, and then go to the wiffle ball field and play all day. It was never a problem. Why can't I just on a Friday night swing a wiffle ball bat 10 times and be fine? And she said, "You're going to get hurt." And I said, "Just be quiet." Hit 5 home runs on Friday night, went home. It was a good night. Woke up Saturday, couldn't move my left arm. Could not move my left arm above my shoulder. I mean, couldn't move my arm. from swinging a wiffle ball bat 10 times. I woke up the next day and could not move my arm. On Sunday, could not move my arm. On Monday, still in pain. By Tuesday, I was better. But just for swinging a wiffle ball bat 10 times, I was out of action. I was on the injury report for the three subsequent days. It's not fun getting old, Bennett. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Me and LeBron know. I don't know if you know exactly yet the way you think you do, but me and LeBron know.
Yeah. Well, it sucks. I mean, it's probably, they play here on the 31st. It's their only trip to town. And if it's, closer to 4 weeks, that'd be up against it as far as him playing in that game here at FedEx Forum. So that kind of sucks.
Well, send some thoughts and prayers to our king, Bennett.
Yep.
He's got a nerve problem. Hopefully he doesn't have to live with this the rest of his life.
Number 3.
Congratulations to the Memphis women's soccer team. Oh, they got a little scare put into them last night. It's easy to overlook North Texas. I've done it myself. It's easy to overlook North Texas. I've done that myself. They went down 1-0 last night early. Don't worry, though. The Tigers rallied, scored 4 unanswered goals, beat North Texas 4-0 to improve to 11-0-2. So they remain undefeated and ranked 8th in the country. And I don't have much more to say about it other than that. I just don't ever want this to get off of our radar. One of the best women's soccer teams in the country, one of the best women's soccer programs in the country, happens to be on the University of Memphis campus. All respect to everybody, but the best program on that campus right now in terms of success and consistent winning, it is not the football program, even though, woo buddy, that's going well. And it's not the men's basketball program, even though they got a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament last season and are projected to win the AAC, the American, this season. The truth is the best program on that campus is the women's soccer program, and they won again last night, beating North Texas 4-1. They're number 8 in the women's soccer rankings right now.
Number 4.
Banana Ball is coming to AutoZone Park. That's going to be fun. That's a nice event. People like Banana Ball. Do you like Banana Ball? Do you know about Banana Ball?
I mean, I know about it. I'm not going to pretend I've ever really watched it. But I know that it's like really hard to get. I don't think you can't just buy tickets to this. Like you have to get on a wait list, I'm pretty sure, to be able to even get tickets to this.
I every time somebody tries to talk to me about it, I just shut down. I can't listen to it. I just can't bring myself to listen.
I saw one of their broadcasts
for the Savannah Bananas, but you're right.
I saw one of their broadcasts, I guess it was on ESPN over the summer, and it looked like a good time. It looked pretty fun.
It's a good time. Everybody says it's a good time. They started putting it on TV. I don't know that it translates to television as well as it does in person, but it's a phenomenon now. Like the Orioles have a hard time selling out Camden Yards, but the Savannah Bananas can no problem.
Right.
They are a bigger draw than maybe not every Major League Baseball franchise, but just about every Major League Baseball franchise. Like if your baseball franchise can't sell out their stadium, just know that the Savannah Bananas can. Hey, nobody goes to White Sox games. Take the White Sox out of there, put the Savannah Bananas in, you'll fill it up. Not for 162 or even 81, but for a weekend at least. They've been doing it all over the country. Now, to be clear, it started as the Savannah Bananas, but there's like a bunch of banana affiliated teams now. So the actual Savannah Bananas aren't coming to AutoZone Park, but it'll be 2 affiliated teams playing Banana Ball. And I think you've got to register because there is a process to getting tickets. It's not just like go to Ticketmaster.com and buy Savannah Banana tickets. You got to register for this and sign up for that and get on a list, and I'm sure you can figure it out. But it'll sell out within minutes. It'll sell out within minutes. In the secondary market, these tickets will get very expensive. They're going to do 2 dates at AutoZone Park, and this is a type of sports entertainment that sells out football stadiums. So they'll have no problem filling up AutoZone Park. And what I hope is that it creates the type of event that I've been talking about ever since it became publicly known that among the things holding up the lease agreement between the Grizzlies and the city of Memphis is the Grizzlies' desire to have an upgraded downtown community. So you get into these nuanced conversations about crime rates and the reality of downtown and the perception of downtown, which might be two slightly or perhaps entirely different things, but either way, they're both important things. The reality of downtown and the perception of downtown. And when people ask me, well, GP, well, how do you even change the perception of downtown? Well, fair question. I think the most obvious way is you have to get people there and then create incredible experiences. And so how do you do that? You have compelling events that even for people who might feel a certain kind of way or be apprehensive for reasons that are real or imagined, you got to have an event, a thing that is so compelling that they will go no matter what. Even if they're the type of people who say, I don't feel safe downtown, because there are people who say that. If you don't believe me, just click on social media. Even the people who say that say, but I don't care. I'm going to this because I can't miss this. I want to take my kids to this. I want to attend this. And then when they get there, whatever apprehensions they brought with them, when they get there, it's just an amazing experience. It looks great, feels safe, looks safe, is safe. Everybody has a wonderful time. And then you go, man, so I know what I thought about downtown Memphis, and I know what I've heard about downtown Memphis, and perhaps some of that stuff is true, but I tell you what, we took the family down there on Saturday night to AutoZone Park to see Banana Ball, and I don't think we could have had a better time. I can't wait to go back. That's what it takes. That's how you change the perception. Create events that draw people in, and then while they're there, it changes their mind. It changes their perception. And I really don't know if there's going to be many things coming to downtown Memphis that are going to be able to do that specific thing as well as that will be able to do it in March, because the Savannah Banana Ball 2-day event is going to draw baseball families. And where do most baseball families come from? They are the same families who are publicly expressing apprehension about downtown Memphis. Whether they are hesitant or not, they'll be there for this. They're coming for this. So as long as it's a great experience when they're there, that's how you start to change the perception. That's going to be a big 2-day period for downtown Memphis, and I hope it goes brilliantly. In fact, I plan to be there.
Number 5.
Rest in peace, Sister Jean.
Oh, yeah. I saw JB had the shirt on when she was in here earlier.
Passed away at the age of 106. A real college basketball icon and a woman who lived just an amazing life. Like in the Eye on College Basketball podcast, sort of in passing, I would describe her as the most famous nun in America. But like she is that, right? Name another nun. Name one. You go ahead. Everybody knows Sister Jean. You name one. Any of them. Name another nun.
The nun from The Conjuring.
Yeah, I don't know any nuns outside of Sister Jean. She's the only nun I knew. Now I'm down to 0 nuns in my life. I have no nuns in my life.
Sister Act.
Whoopi?
I'm trying to think of like a famous, like real life.
Do you have any nuns in your life?
I don't. I don't
have any nuns in my life.
I don't want to speak out of turn and get in any trouble. Do we have a lot of nuns here?
Yeah, they're around. You can see them. You bump into them.
I feel like I never see any nuns.
I don't see them. I don't really, I know they're out there. I don't see them, though. You're right.
They got to be here. Yeah. I don't see them that often, though.
I can't remember the last time.
I'd love to.
I honestly can't remember the last time I put my eyes on a nun, but I know they're around.
Yeah.
I feel like I could find one if I needed to. I feel like I could text somebody and be like, "Hey, I need to find a nun real quick," and they could get me in touch with one.
Yeah.
But this time yesterday, I had one nun in my life. It was Sister Jean. Now I have 0 nuns in my life. Rest in peace.
Did you ever meet Sister Jean? I mean, I'm sure y'all crossed paths.
Met her, but didn't know her. Like, never had a real conversation with her. I met her in passing and told her it was really nice to meet her, and that was the extent of it. But I will tell you, at that Loyola Chicago Final Four, when she had media availability there, it was the biggest media availability I think I've ever seen at a Final Four. Like, if Michael Jordan would have held a press conference at that Final Four, it would not have been as big as Sister Jean's, because the story checked every box. First off, it's like the Final Four college basketball story. Here's a 98-year-old nun, all right? Mid-major on this big stage. It worked for SportsCenter, but it also worked for like Good Morning America. wherever you wanted to package this, there's an audience for it.
Mhm.
It's a sports story, but it's also like put it on CBS Sunday morning story.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it was just everywhere.
Okay.
And she was sharp. That was the thing that was most impressive about her. It wasn't that she was still alive at 98 or 99 or 100 or 101 or 102 or 103. She was sharp. I don't want to say that I know exactly how she was on the last day of her life, but she was sharp, deep into her life. And think about this. The last 8 years of her life, she was the most famous nun in the country, like a real celebrity for the last 8 years of her life. For the first 98, she was just a normal woman working at a college camp. Nobody knew her, nothing. Isn't that weird to become famous at 98? You're not even alive at 98, most of us.
It's got to be fulfilling.
I don't know. It's just unusual, like perhaps unprecedented. Who lives 98 years totally anonymously, and then at 98 becomes one of the most famous sports figures in the country with bobbleheads and everything else? So she goes from nobody knows who she is. There's books being written about her. There's bobbleheads dedicated to her.
I mean, whoever's the oldest person alive.
You don't know. That's my point. You don't know who the oldest person alive is.
But they become the most famous.
But you don't know who that is. Everybody knows Sister Jean. Right now, you don't know who the oldest person alive is. Sister Jean was not famous because she was the oldest person alive. She was famous because she was very old and a sweet little sharp nun connected to a Final Four basketball team. But she was a nobody, for all intents and purposes, for 98 years. Then she becomes the most famous nun in America. What a wild life.
Pretty cool.
Rest in peace, Sister Jean. 106 years. Most of them good. We should all be so lucky.
Yeah.
Be back with GP's Carryout.
Did you see the end of Ace's Storm? Let me play it out for you. Storm get the ball back, and it's Gabby Williams, and oh, God. You'll never know. We'll never know. A hell of a way to say, you lost. Lights are out, take the ball, go home, or don't take the ball because your season is over.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, if you thought people had stopped talking about Bill Belichick in North Carolina just because we hadn't brought it up yet, no way, Jose. It's still very much a big college football story. Stuart Mandel's got a new piece up at The Athletic detailing how, yes, both sides have showed an openness to the possibility of divorcing here, and that there are some at North Carolina who are already freely admitting, yes, it's clear we've messed this up. This isn't just a rough start. We've made a mistake. But as Stu details in his piece, if North Carolina actually wants to end this, if Bill Belichick says, I've got a contract, I'm going to show up to work every day. If you don't want me to work here, you just do what the contract says you have to do. You get you a new coach, and I'll pack my stuff up. If Bill Belichick just says, I'm the coach here, if you want to fire me, talk to my lawyers. By the time you fire him, his assistants, his sons, the other people he's brought in, all of these contracts, do you know what it costs to undo this?
What?
They did it less than a year ago. Now they want to undo it. Do you know how much it would cost according to the contract? $59.3 million.
We got to ride this thing out, buddy.
You better get Michael Jordan on the phone. See if he's got $60 million he'll throw at you. Otherwise, you got to, what a mess. The list is short of decisions sports entities have made at this level of investment, and they've gone this bad this quickly. This is, even if you thought it was a questionable hire, you could not have thought it would go this poorly.
Yeah, it's
the girlfriend stuff, the on the field stuff, the weird interactions with Patriots, just everything about it is a disaster. Stu Mandel's got his latest piece. You can find it at The Athletic.
What's today's biggest game?
We got a big game tonight, college football.
Well, we got a huge game.
Huge game.
Yeah.
South Florida at North Texas. USF right now is 24th in the AP poll, one spot behind Memphis. North Texas is getting votes 33rd in the AP poll if you took it out that far. Memphis plays USF at Simmons Bank on October 25th. North Texas obviously not on the schedule. Does that make this pretty simple, Bennett? We are rooting for the Bulls. We want South Florida coming in here when they do as a ranked and one-loss team, with the one loss being a loss to awesome Miami. The best way to create a possibility of Memphis having game day on October 25th would be South Florida not losing again between now and then. Tonight at 6:30 on ESPN2. We are Go Bulls. Do you agree?
Yeah, and not only for that reason, but if you look at like North Texas's schedule, if they win, they'd remain undefeated and they'd be favored probably in the rest of their games. And so then you're looking at, if you get there to a conference championship situation, you'd likely be playing it on the road at North Texas. So you want USF to get this game for multiple reasons. So yeah, we're going Bulls. We're going Bulls.
It's North Texas minus 2.5.
I consider them my brethren. I've told you that.
They've been down with us for a while.
I like them. All right. There's a few of these teams, a lot of these teams that I don't really mess with that much. I mess with them.
South Florida have been riding with us for a while.
Yeah.
Tonight we root for them. It's the 24th ranked Bulls on the road. We're getting 2.5 points. Kicks at 6:30, ESPN2.
What are we watching on TV?
Bennett, you been bad-mouthing Taz behind my back?
I just haven't caught up. I'm kind of. It was a little slow start, and I haven't watched the last couple episodes. So I'll make it a point to get back in. I'll get back into it.
If you get to episode 5, you'll be back in. Episode 5 was good. That's the most recent one.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all available right now at the HBO Max app. So Sunday night on HBO will be the penultimate episode of the season. because it's 7 episodes. 5 are in the books. Episode 6 on Sunday, then the series finale the following Sunday. Like I told Jess earlier, I think episode 5, the most recent episode, is the best that they've produced so far. So I don't know if it's going to win, Emmys and Golden Globes, but it's a perfectly reasonable 7-part miniseries, Sunday nights on HBO. Task starring Mark Ruffalo. You can stream the first 5 episodes right now.
What's the best thing we've read?
I wrote about Purdue from Big Ten Media Day, just about the quiet confidence Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Ran, and even Matt Painter, their coach, are walking around with. Yeah, they're very aware that Purdue has never won a national championship in men's basketball, not by winning an NCAA tournament at least, and also aware that the Big Ten hasn't won a national championship in men's basketball since 2000 when Michigan State did it. There have been 24 national champions since Michigan State. None of them have come from the Big Ten. Tell me how crazy this is. UConn, just UConn, has won 5 national championships in men's basketball since the last time any Big Ten school did.
Damn.
It's incredible. So, yeah, they're aware of all this. And you know what they say? Quietly. If you're listening carefully, you can hear it. Have fun talking about all that right now, because we're changing it all. We're bringing Purdue a national championship. We're bringing the Big Ten a national championship. We've already played in a national championship game. We've won multiple conference championships, Big Ten tournament. We've done everything. This is our best team. This will be our best season. Well, you were playing the national championship game 2 years ago, the last game of the season. You really think you could be better than that? Yes, and we will be. We're winning the whole thing this year. They don't explicitly say it, but man, that's the vibes they're putting off. Really impressive group of young people. They've got continuity in that program. They then supplement the roster with the transfer portal. They've got depth, experience, talent. Maybe the best player in the country, maybe the best coach in the country. A really good time to be a Purdue fan. I wrote about it from Big Ten Media Day. You can find it at cbssports.com.
What's going on this weekend?
Well, it's a big weekend. We've got Major League Baseball playoffs continuing to unfold, college football, NFL, and if I were going to be here on Monday, I would look forward to talking about all of it with you. But I'm stepping away next week in the spirit of A, just burning days that I need to burn, but B, refresh, recharge a little bit before I start traveling nonstop and embark on this basketball season. So Lang Whitaker, Bennett Doyle, going to hold things down next week, and I'll be back on Monday, October 20th. I'll see you then. Enjoy your weekend. I'll enjoy mine. And hope you guys are back here Monday at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.